What's up, everybody? This is Emmanuel live at South by Southwest EDU, and you're in for a treat. I got a conversation here with my man Joshua.
Hi, everybody. My name is Joshua Mesnick. I'm originally born and raised in Naples, Florida, and I'm representing Open Future Institute, a nonprofit that has a program called the Question Project. And the Question Project is a class. It's offered as an elective course, and it explores big life questions. 5 pillars of the program are choice, purpose, fearlessness, interconnectedness, and the bigger picture. And it addresses the deeper aspects of who we are as a human being. Plenty of aspects that are more surface layer, but this goes a little bit deeper. And we had a panel on Monday that asked that question: what makes us human? And in our panel, we explored. Sure, if you want an answer to that, that might be a longer discussion than an hour. But really, if you ask the question, you start to reveal some interesting insights for yourself personally, and maybe you might realize that someone else is asking similar questions about who they are. And so, in the light of the moment in history that we're in right now, as AI is becoming a bigger part of the discussion, especially at South by Southwest EDU, our panel also brings that into light. What makes us human in the age of AI, and how can we prepare young people to thrive in that world? So it was a great discussion, and yeah, now I'm just here to have fun. So,
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So Joshua, did you go to school?
Yes, I did.
And where'd you go to college?
Florida State University. Go Noles.
And what did you major in?
I was a communications major, advertising.
Okay.
And then I didn't love that. So I explored for my final year, I explored like leadership studies. And that sort of led me on a track to facilitate dialogue groups and get interested in how to lead dialogue groups. And that sort of auxiliarily led me to the Question Project.
Got you.
So, yeah, it was kind of a circuitous route.
When you think about your college journey and what you're doing right now, is there like a silver lining that you could just pick out, like, hey, like this is like a couple of things that just like led me to this path?
Well, I studied abroad. I was blessed and lucky to have an opportunity to go to Ecuador.
Wow.
And I lived in Ecuador for a month. I lived in a hut, not a hut, but it was like a cabana made of wood, and we were right on the mouth of a river and the Amazon rainforest. And I lived with an indigenous community named the Quechua, and I was partnered with kind of the spiritual leader of the community, the shaman. And so every night I would enjoy dinner with them. Every morning we would wake up and have Wayusa ceremonies, which is a tea that they pull from a tree. It's a tea leaf. It's not ayahuasca. It's different than that.
Okay.
It's Wayusa.
Okay.
And I learned a lot from him about life and the universe, and it was a language barrier, but I could feel his love. You know, and then like stepping out, the experience of being in the jungle had an imprint on me. I grew up in Florida. I grew up in a tropical environment, but nothing like an Amazon rainforest. I went through a challenge. I got very, very sick. If I didn't have like proper medical care, I could have died. I had a really bad stomach infection. And some of the darkest nights I had there, literally and also metaphorically, led me to come into deeper contact with this. I hope I'm not sounding like, I'll just say it, like the darkness within, which was just pain. So it was like a ceremony. I felt like the jungle had me have that experience. And so I've reframed the experience that it was a positive thing.
Right.
It was also very painful and challenging.
Right.
So that was like, I was 20 years old. And that really left a big mark in me. And after I got back from that trip, I realized that I want to live a life that's not conventional. I want to go on a journey, go on an adventure, go into the jungle and explore. Instead of kind of I had an advertising degree, instead of try to get into an ad agency, which I did try. Right. Trust me, I applied to a million different ads.
You and me both.
I tried.
I don't know how it goes.
They said, no thanks. And I said, all right, let's see. So yeah, man, I think that was a really big moment for me. I was also in a comedy troupe, improv, sketch comedy. Did a lot of shows. That really unlocked a creative spirit in me, connected me to the theater community, the filmmaking community, and that sparked then later down the line when I moved to Los Angeles, I had a group, a community of filmmakers and entertainers that I could be with in Los Angeles that I went to school with. So that also helped. It helped me a lot going to Florida State and being with that community.
Wow.
Which was an accident. Just to say, like, when I went to Florida State, I didn't know, it was just the one school I got into.
Right.
I didn't know I wanted to get into film.
Right.
I didn't know I wanted to be a comedian or a filmmaker or whatever. I didn't really, I just sounded cool.
Right.
And then, you know, I got invited by some friend of a friend to go try out for this comedy troupe, and the rest is history. So I couldn't have ever planned that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's super important. And like there's a lot of themes that are popping up. I know I got a couple questions, but I just want to riff on some of these themes.
Sure.
Like you're talking about community, you're talking about taking a chance, you're talking about going with the flow. Can we speak to that to a student who might be hesitant right now, who's like, man, I have all these things in me, I just don't know what to do with it. Like,
Yeah.
what is the path? What do I do?
Well, we were talking before about curiosity,
Right.
asking questions. In our panel, we use this metaphor of a boat to help to bring an identifier to different aspects of really the depth of what makes us human. You have a rudder, your ability to steer, to have agency, to kind of choose your path. You have the anchor, what's connecting you to the earth, to people, to what's real. You have the compass, which is your sense of direction, which really you could say is your sense of meaning or purpose in life. And then to your point, the sails. And the sails catch the wind. And the wind is just the raw information and experiences that are coming to you all the time. It could be a conversation you have with someone. It could be, a new technology that comes out, but your sail is what catches that and then propels you forward with it. If you don't have contact with your sails, if you're not catching experiences and doing your best to creatively work with them and use them, then you could get blown over by life. Life is very intense.
Yes.
Life is full, especially right now. Again, life can be too much.
Right.
But you have sails.
Right.
And sails often, especially on a large, complex ship, require more than one person to operate.
Fact. That's a fact.
And so having community, having people to help you with your sails, and you help them with their sails, then it's a communal experience. It's not just you trying to, pull it off.
Yeah, it's good.
So it's really important. So then, like applying that to my life, it's been important for me to recognize challenges, opportunities. It's just neutral.
Right.
It's just something that's happening. How do I use it? What do I do with it?
Right.
It's my creative choice. I'm powerful in that way.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
That's really good. I mean, you're speaking to like agency.
Yeah.
Finding and feeling empowered to take a hold of your journey. Let's dip into how you've done that into creativity. And then also like the social background, like the social impact background you have. A lot of what we do, I didn't get to mention this before, but we do have a contest where we pay students $1,000 in 3 categories: art, music, and poetry, spoken word. And I'm not gonna get into it because it's gonna turn into a plug, but what I'm trying to say is that part of what we're doing is trying to help students see the possibilities in the arts. There's certain careers and certain things that people may not know about that happen within creativity, right? Some people may not know, hey, I love to illustrate trees, and where that could take them in life.
Yeah.
So that long-winded way of asking you, like, what's your perspective on arts, workforce development, a student right now trying to figure out things and knowing, you might have heard from someone, hey, you don't want to be a starving artist. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, there is this intersection between just your, every day you could spend creating art, but then eventually you got to figure out how you want to pay your rent.
Yeah, gotta get that
how
bread.
you want to survive. So that's where there's a need to be creative. I personally wouldn't be a happy, healthy person if I didn't allow the creative side of me to be a part of my life.
Right.
I would literally atrophy. I would probably be walking like this. And like mentally, I wouldn't be fully myself. So your creative side is a essential part of who you are. That being said, if you think that you have to adjust your creative side to fit into some sort of business or industry, then now you have to learn craft. And the craft of people in that industry who have made money doing that craft. And then if you learn their craft and you know that they're making money, then you can basically just copy and paste and get good at your craft. And the beauty with craft is you'll get good in your own way. So your craft is going to be a little bit different from someone else's craft. And then if you really develop it, then that's when your creative side and your craft can combine. And now you're doing something, that's both beautifully creative and could support you. Now, that's, so that's the framework, but the craft takes time. It takes patience. I'm an actor. There's a craft to acting. I've taken acting classes for 12 years. I'm not a full-time actor. Maybe if I took more acting classes and learned the craft more, maybe I could So it's okay also to like
Yeah.
have 20 years doing a craft and not making that your full job.
Right.
And the reason why I'm not a full-time actor is because I'm pursuing other things that I'm also excited about.
Right.
And that's another result of embracing your creative self, because it'll point you to other aspects that you maybe 10 years ago I would have never thought. I don't know, talking about AI, because it didn't really exist.
Right.
But now I'm kind of in the technology world.
Right.
And that really was because I started using technology to figure things out. And,
Right.
you know, so it can be like, it doesn't have to be a logical path, but it is important to know that to make money doing something, it's good to find apprenticeship, to learn from people
Right.
who are already being where you are wanting to be.
Right.
And then kind of following that.
Yeah.
And maybe you take a bunch of YouTube videos and do it yourself, and
No,
you
that's
do great.
true. That's a fact. Yeah.
But that's kind of my way. Yeah.
So, because you mentioned that group from earlier that you met in school, right? In college.
Uh-huh.
You
The
met
improv and sketch
Yeah.
comedy troupe.
Was that a form of mentorship, in your opinion, or could you identify other
Yeah. I mean, so that was more of like play
Okay.
and self-discovery
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
practice.
Yeah. Okay.
We just practiced together.
Okay.
We hung out.
Okay.
Mentorship, that was more from, so like my former boss, who's now a really good friend of mine, and he was a panelist on our panel yesterday. He's a mentor to me. He saw through a fun synchronicity. He saw that my interest in facilitating dialogue around questions, and he invited me to be a part of the program. And so like we had a working relationship, but we also, like, he saw that I wanted to expand. I wanted to grow. I wanted to be better.
Yeah.
And so he took, that what he saw, and he just chose to help lift me up.
Right.
And I've never really been someone to ask people to mentor me. I know that can be really beautiful if you just say, hey, will you mentor me? Maybe
Yeah.
I'm like too shy.
Yeah. That's about to be my next question. Like,
I think I'm a little, maybe not shy, but sometimes sometimes I don't feel like, I don't want to be rejected. Like, I don't want them to be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want that feeling.
Right.
So I've been really lucky to have people that just offer it.
Right.
But yeah, Gerard's been a big mentor for me. Someone who, sure, like once sees your potential, but isn't trying to like get you out of where you are.
Yeah.
Where you are is really important, and someone who can meet you where you are, and just meet you there, not wanting you to change at all.
Yeah.
And something in you is like kind of relaxes.
Yeah.
And then you can grow.
Yeah.
If you're always trying to be better than who you are, you're going to be too rigid.
Yeah.
You're trying too hard. You're like forcing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a good mentor, if you ever find a mentor and you're like, is this person a good mentor? See if they like really are meeting you where you're at.
Yeah.
And like really just okay with who you are.
Yeah.
And have good perspective for you.
Yeah.
Have a good way to lift you up.
No, that's good. That's really good, because you answered my question. I was going to ask you, like, what are the questions people should be asking when they're thinking about mentors? Like, what are those internal markers they should be looking for? You know what I mean? You did answer some of that, but I don't know if you want to riff on that any further.
I'll
but
riff, man. It's actually a pretty simple answer.
Yeah.
But it's a really deep answer. It's about your intuition. How do you feel around this person? Now, which is a little bit different than like, oh, they're pointing out things in me that make me uncomfortable, and that's where I can grow. It's a little different.
Yeah.
A good mentor challenges you.
Definitely.
But you'll kind of feel like, you'll feel something.
Yeah, something's there.
Good. And again, you'll feel good in your body. You'll feel maybe relaxed, like being in their presence to a degree. You'll feel like they have your best interests in heart. But for me, it's been a feeling. I could have asked a lot of people to be my mentor, but something in me was like, no, like they're good at what they're doing, but I don't know if that's really the kind of person I want to lean on in that way.
Right.
So I would say ask yourself,
That's a good.
how do I feel around
good.
this person?
That's good.
And do I want to like trust them?
That is good.
The deeper aspects of who I am. Me and Gerard would walk around Central Park for hours and, talk about like real stuff, like life.
Yeah.
And I would want someone that I can really feel that I trust.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Central Park could be a deep place to have them conversations.
It's the
It's
best.
crazy. You got to be locked in with someone to be able to have that kind of conversation in Central Park.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So it sounds like you like just been to traveled around, did different things from Florida, Central Park to LA. For the student out there who's like scared to hop off the porch, what would you say to them?
What does hop off the porch mean?
Hop off the porch means just go out and do it. You know, you're hesitant. I'm from a small town.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from this local place. I don't know if I want to just go out there into the world. Yeah, what would you say to a student like that?
I would say check your relationship with abundance.
Mm.
Do you feel like you are abundant?
Mm.
And there's probably a lot of reasons. Many of us could say, well, it's tight, which of course,
Yeah.
it can be tight. And that can make you feel like, well, I don't have enough resources to go out on my own. I surf synchronicities. So like you reaching out to me, that's like a synchronicity because I felt a resonance. And who knows, I'll stand here and then I'll walk over there, and then right when I walk in, I see this other guy that I was trying to link up with. And then
Right.
synchronicities are a form of abundance.
That's good. That's so true.
And they're free. But you have to be listening, you have to be aware enough to see them, to know that they're happening. Again, it goes to your feeling, like, does this feel like a synchronicity, or is my brain just saying, this is good, you know?
Yeah.
It's a subtle thing, but it's an art. It's something you learn over time. And you'll mess up. You'll think something's a synchronicity, and really you're just wasting your time.
Yeah.
You're getting plugged in with people you shouldn't be plugged in with.
Yeah.
That's how you learn. That's how I learned how to surf. It's kind of like a wave. You know, you'll surf waves, you'll fall, you'll get crushed. You know, you do stuff that over time it's like, okay, maybe that wave was too big at where I'm at in the water. You get where I'm going with it.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So I think like, and there's a lot of, this is a deeper topic, but I'll leave it at that. It's like, check your relationship with abundance, and maybe consider that there are other forms of abundance besides money that can support you leaving the porch.
Yeah. That was so good. That was so good. I almost don't want to ask no other question because, yo.
Let's talk about AI.
Yo, wait, yeah. Let's get into some technology.
Let's do whatever.
Let's see. No. As technology keeps growing, it's important for students to remember their values. What should Philly Goes to College students think about as they pick a career in a tech-focused world? And how can they stay true to their values while using these new tools?
Yeah. I always teach people, I teach people how to use AI. And I teach professionals. I've also just like showed young people, students. But I think one of the most important things is always adding your fingerprint to things. AI will take you 100% of the way if you let it, but it's missing something that will make it pop from, because you're wanting to reach a human.
Yeah.
You're not wanting to reach another AI.
No.
And believe it or not, the human can tell. Even if they don't know how, they can tell. They can tell that this is like missing a human essence.
Yeah.
So always add your fingerprint or your handprint.
Yeah.
Always add something. Don't just copy and paste. And learn how to prompt. My favorite prompt is a meta prompt. Ask AI how to ask AI. AI knows best in that scenario.
That's really good. Asking AI how to ask a meta prompt.
You ready for it? I'm just gonna give it away.
Yeah. Go for it.
I learned this from like a few different YouTubers, but I kind of synthesized it into my own. This probably already exists out there somewhere, but and we call this the prompt to rule them all. Hey, whoever, please create a prompt, which I will copy and paste back into the chat, that will show off your power to help me with whatever task you have. Now, before you put that prompt in, give as much context as possible. Tell it what you're trying to do, what you're frustrated about, different aspects and layers of what you're doing, the people involved, whatever you want to share with it. So you're trying to have it understand from as much of a comprehension what you're trying to do. And then fill in the prompt, be very specific about the task. You know, if it's a spreadsheet, like say spreadsheet, don't just say like, you know, paper, whatever. Be specific, and then it'll create a prompt, and you copy and paste that, put it back into the chat. And that is a really efficient way to work with AI because it gets the best possible responses by creating the best possible prompts.
So amazing. It got me thinking about what you're doing in film, what you've done in film. So you work both in technology and filmmaking. How do you think technology like AI can change filmmaking? And what advice do you have for students in Philadelphia who want to use technology in creative careers?
Yeah, I just had lunch with someone today who's building like a really cool, innovative platform that aggregates different AI tools. It's a consumer-facing product. I think I could share it with people. It's called Daisy, Daisy.ai, I believe, at Creator U. So that's an example of a tool that will take a lot of different AI solutions and bring them into one platform that you can then use. A lot of these, tools are freemium, so you have a few tries and it costs money. if you are resourceful, you could like try different stuff, experiment. If you're creative, you got to experiment with this new tool. It's just like, oh, the camera was just invented. You got to start playing with it.
Right.
How do you focus? Although AI could just create something just by you telling me create something, there are ways to prompt and specify the tool to get the exact kind of output you want.
Yeah.
And that takes a little skill and learning.
Facts.
So experiment, play with it. Yes, you'll hear in the industries, especially in the film industry, there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yeah.
We call that FUD.
Right.
And for good reason, because I'd say good reason because the fear is valid.
Yeah.
Because there is potential disruption,
Right.
which means there is potential loss of income, disruption of the status quo.
Right.
Again, we have sales. So what does that mean? Well, for one person's disruption is another person's opportunity. And this technology is growing fast. So like, stay plugged into updates. Like, get a vlogger that's telling you what the latest AI filmmaking tools is. Curious Refuge is a good one. Matt Wolf does like really cool product kind of daily or weekly reviews of what's the latest AI trends of the week. And then you'll start catching like, because if you watch a year-old YouTube video about AI, you've missed the train.
That's oh
That
my gosh,
product
so true.
or that tool probably has been updated or like all the features have been changed. So,
That's so true.
You got to get the latest info and then you start playing with it. And then to, I guess, finish this thing, in terms of film, like I'm working on a hybrid film right now. So we shot it live action, had actors, had a crew, and then parts of the story, really, with my budget, could only be filled in with a generative AI. And I think like there's going to be a lot of really cool work being done around hybrid films, which really just means using generative AI to tell a story, along with live action. And there's like new film contests and markets and festivals specifically including encouraging AI-generated content. So if you find that you want to submit to a festival, they say no AI, find others that are welcoming AI.
Yeah.
And you'd be along a minority because the majority is doing the old way of filmmaking.
That's so true. For the parent out there or the teachers or educators that have some hesitations around AI, what would you say to them? Because obviously at South by Southwest EDU, this is a hot topic and people know, like no one here is really afraid of AI. Well, let me not say no one, but some people have an idea of what it is. They're like, okay, I can use it in this way. I'll give you an example of what I'm trying to say essentially. Like, I told my friends, you got to master the tool, don't let the tool master you. But how do you translate that to parents and faculty that really do have a genuine fear around some of the ethics around using AI?
Again, the fears are valid.
Yeah.
Because we've also seen a lot of movies that depict this going the bad way. And movies cast a spell, and they imprint themselves on our consciousness. And we, without even knowing it, it's affected our view of life in the future. So, I'm speaking from a perspective of someone who uses AI every day, and so I'm definitely like, I don't have any like, I always tell people, it's probably like silly, but I tell people I'm 100% certified organic human being, no implants, I'm not a cyborg,
non-GMO.
Non-GMO, grass-fed, grass-finished. And I'm probably not going to go that way, but I am going to, like you said, use tools, because I do know that other people will be using it, and if I want to be competitive in whatever environments I want to be in, I should use the tools. But I genuinely, I sat on my porch 2022, and ChatGPT just first released, and I remember just sitting there and feeling like there was a wave coming. It was like a visceral feeling. I just felt like this wave of change was coming. After I'd used the tech and like saw what it was doing. And that's when I realized that I have to center my life in a way around this technology. Like instead of it being like this little lamp in my living room, I have to like make it into my table. Because this tool it's an omni-use tool. It's a technology of intelligence. So with intelligence, we have built the world. And with a tool of intelligence, we can rebuild the world.
Wow.
And it will, that period between the world that we have now and the world that's being rebuilt, that's a disruptive period. And for the parents and the students out there, that's where I understand that's an uncertain period. And that it's okay to be, I understand that you have fear there. So hold on to your hats, because I'm not going to pretend like this isn't going to be bumpy. You know, I wish I had like so do this, but
No. That's good. That's good.
I'd say learn. You know, you'll probably be less afraid of it if you use it.
Yeah.
If you haven't used it and you're afraid of it, use it. If you have used it and you're still afraid of it, look, I understand.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
try
good.
it out.
That's good. That's good.
And ask it to do good things.
Yes, that's
ask
a fact.
Ask it to do good things for you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right. Well, I have some quick fire questions I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
All right. First question is, what's your favorite college memory?
So I went up to, I was on a walk from my apartment to our stadium, and it's kind of a wooded walk. I guess this isn't my favorite college memory, but it's popping up.
Okay.
It's a profound moment. There was this branch, and it was being eaten by silkworms. And they created this like bubble around the branch. And the bubble was basically like a big network of silk. And there's thousands of little larvae in this web. And for some reason, I had my backpack on, I like went up and I like blew on it. And they all twitched at the same time.
Yeah.
It was like the whole web just twitched. And the reason why this is popping up is because it profoundly affected my point of view. Something about that, I like immediately saw that we are in that big silk web. The whole world, the whole universe, whatever, is one big bubble, and we're all these little larvae.
Yeah. No, that's good.
And that we're all connected.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like, I had a great college experience, but there's something about that moment that really left a mark, and I guess it was important to share here.
No, that's great. That's great.
Whenever you see a ball of larva, silk larva, go blow on it and have the experience. Yeah.
That's good. Okay. Last question. If you could say one thing to your high school self, what would that be?
Oh, that's sweet. It's okay to be weird. I was okay being weird, but I would almost like, I knew I was weird and I would try to be more weird. So I was like extra weird. But I would just tell them like, yeah, just be like weird. It's fine. You don't have to be extra weird. You don't have to be less than weird. Just be yourself. And hug your granddad, because he won't be around too long. That's what I would tell them.
That's good. Okay. Thank you so much for that. This was like a great conversation. So much can be taken from this.
You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me online on Instagram. You can find my company, wafflevideo.ai. You can check us out. We're crowdsourcing creatives to help train AI video models. If you want to train AI video models, we're looking for creatives and video content creators. So check us out. And that's me. I appreciate you guys.
Perfect.